Still in Uganda, I want also to look at Ugandan parliament today. Ugandan parliament has had good times with good members since its memorial. Good speakership, prominent and intelligent people. You can talk of His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. You can talk of Francis Rutagira. You can talk of James Wakapabulo. You can talk of Julius Aine. You can talk of current Vice President of Uganda, His Excellency Sekandi, with good MPs, members of Parliament. My God. Example, Winnie Byanyima, Maria Matembe, Honorable Erkal Hanga, Late Noble Mayombo. You can mention, and many others. Surprisingly, today, Ugandan parliament is known on a world map, world screen, as a parliament of disgrace. This is a parliament composed of almost 300 members who have turned the floor of parliament as a fighting ground, as a boxing ground. This is what the world knows about that parliament. People who fight every day, boxing one another to the extent of being hospitalized. I think you know the cases of Odongo. Every day there is a fight in parliament. Those are the leaders. Those are representatives of people. Those are our representatives. Those are the people we expect to legislate, monitor government programs, oversight, etc. as the major attributions of an MP. But look at it now. You just look at it. The way the business is conducted. It is very surprising that even the speakers, to make it more clear, that they still want to continue managing that parliament. That shows how the country is traumatized. And you wait, they are going to endorse them. Two of them, no change. This is where the country is heading. This is where the country is of today. A speaker who cannot manage these MPs, these hooligan MPs, actually they are not MPs. Why do you call them? I call them hooligans. That is hooliganism. Imagine boxing in front, in public, while our kids are watching. What culture are you trying to demonstrate? Are you trying to develop? Where are these kids going to be in the future? Our kids who are watching that on TVs, in newspapers, they are going to take it as a normal a normal behavior, a normal character, a normal of doing things. Which feature are we building? Number two, this is a parliament of greedy people and selfish. Instead of drafting policies and laws for the interest of the electorate, for them they are busy debating on how to increase their salaries, allowances, travel benefits, cars, etc. extra, extra. That's the parliament of today, or Ugandan parliament today. This is a parliament composed of idiots, people who my God, idiots who have no any idea about registration, primitive, Katembalists. Imagine Katuruwama. What can Katuruwama really? Which idea? Those are idiots. That's the parliament we have today. This is a parliament composed of members who steal elections. They rig elections before they campaign. The elections are already rigged. This is the parliament. This is the trauma. This is the body, the major body of the country. A driving engine of government. A driving body which is supposed to guide the executive and the judiciary. These are representatives of the people who have turned the floor of parliament as a boxing ground, a flow of ideas has turned to be a fighting, and the referees there, referees there too. I think they have even clerk, and you get questions when you see these honorables. What are you trying to show? What did you do exactly? Uganda has so many laws, so many, but not known even by the Camparians, leave alone the people up country, even the Buganda region. They don't know where the parliament is. These are the MPs we have. These are our representatives. These are the leaders. These are registrators. My God. But this country has seen and seen and seen. This is a parliament with members who are always absent. They just come for signing allowances and they go. The excuse is they are busy. Busy doing what? We don't see quick implementation of government programs. We only see delays. So what are you busy doing in offices? Tell us. You also educate us. If you are a minister, okay, tell us. And MP, tell us what you are doing. All projects. I think there is, I doubt if there is any project which can be completed on time. I have never seen it in Uganda. All these projects, we go to reporting. You report ongoing, all the time. ongoing project, 80%, 80, nothing is 100%, nothing. And actually, even the reporting itself, yesterday I saw the Prime Minister's report that the manifesto has been improved. They have reached at 95 or 93%. How did you arrive at that figure? Nothing. It's just a guesswork. It's just cooked. It's doctored. There's nothing that is real in Uganda. Nothing. And the world must know. It must know. We must tell the world. We can't be part of this. Have been quiet. We have tried. We have talked. We have written articles. But you have deliberately refused. So we need to tell the world exactly what you do. There's nothing that is on a right track in Uganda. Nothing. In all sectors, let it be education, let it be transport, let it be social welfare, let it be God, what investment, let it be nothing, nothing. This is a country that has failed to to stop government from borrowing money because they are the ones who approve the budget. You see the burden, the Ugandans, the burden, the debt burden to these innocent people, whom even they don't get the services. Fun of it, if it is a debt and a hospital is constructed or a road, at least finish it such that they can use it and get capacity to pay back. But the problem is whether you get a loan, the hospital you construct it, there is nothing like a drug, like a doctor, like it's there. And you think the infrastructure can help these innocent people? That's your pyramid. That's my pyramid. So who is going to change this? Who and when? It's now. Just now. We need to stand and rebel against these selfish and greedy people. They should not shame our parliament. They are fighting and nothing is done. Surprisingly. Every day. They are absent, nothing is done. And they say, speakers, they are contesting, they are fighting, they want to come back. To do what? To do what? Tell me. To watch the match, the fighting match. They are lawyers. The lawyers. We have seen lawyers, my dear brothers and sisters. They are intellectuals. They have masters. They are heading what? Please, just take your. If you are sick, just go to hospital and get vaccination. You are sick. If you are expired, go home. That's not your home. We are tired of being cheated. These dealers, we are tired of dealers and cheaters. We want leaders. If you can't change, we shall force you to change. That's the truth. But stop painting bad image to our parliament. That's a Ugandan parliament, not you. It's not for you. It's not your property. If you cannot do what you are supposed to do, please retire and go home. After all, you've got what you wanted. Imagine the travel expenses. What do you learn from there? Inefficiency. You come back and they are in retreat. Don't think they have learned anything. Nothing. Tomorrow they are going to fight. That's a proof of boxing, not ideas. Don't expect ideas there. They are new. These are sick people. They are sick because they are incompetent. They are incompetent. Electorate, you just listen. Don't expect a lot. It's the no change as the slogan. No change. Don't expect any change. Just go there, surf on your own. Yes. If you have the capacity, go to a private clinic, get the medicine and survive. If you have the capacity, take your children to a private sector school. Maybe it can, if you don't, instead of taking him to government school, primary school, please leave that kid home. Because there is no difference. It's wastage of time. You just leave him. He can do other things like cultivation and grazing. It's better. There's no difference. Really, that school, Mbogo Primary School, where I studied from, it's there in Canon Down. Go and look at it and see. Not, it has like 2 teachers for a primary school, primary civil school. It's there. You just go and check. Now, why should you waste the time for the kid? You just leave him home. He does homestead work. This is Uganda. The roads. That road from Canon to Kachinga, it costed 300 million. But you go and look at it. But you must be sick, really. You must be sick. I don't know even the sickness. You can't know where the problem is. Imagine that road and others. So please be firm, and we have nothing to do, but we have it. We need to stand against this. Don't give them platform again. You know, for them, they are good at attending burial ceremony, church services, ceremonies, what, and they are allowed to give the word of wisdom. Wisdom, like, what have you done? Don't give them platform. They should find their level. If they cannot do what they are supposed to do, please, we are going to fight you. This is not a playing ground. We are going. I wish you can come to my home. I show you you are an MP. To what? You just go and die from there. To do what? I give you a word. Oh, Chairman, I see 5. To do what have you done? What are you going to talk about? Museveni, NRM. NRM, even the ideology of NRM, they don't know anything. They are there, they run the people. But they can't, they are lazy, they can't even get the all the books about NRM. But they can't get time to read and practice. Reading alone cannot help. You need to put the ideas in action. So, dear brothers and sisters, we need to stand up again. We fight these injustices. We need to get the services, Nobody is going to do it for us. It's us who elected them. They must account their actions. It's not a matter of salaries and benefits and allowances and absenteeism and inefficiency and ignorance. No. They need to work. They are our servants. Those who want to call us Buzukuru, please, you are the servant of people, not Buzukuru. We want services. We don't want those dead politics. Sit down and do what you are supposed to do. If you don't, leave. Yeah, dead politics. Buzukuru. Buzukuru, can we eat that? And I go to hospital and get Buzukuru and I get drugs. Eh? Imagine. The songs, Health Center 4, Health Center 3, there is nothing there. Even you can't get enough. He's there in Kanoni. You just come, maybe others, I don't know in your places. But my place is unique on its own. There is a Health Center 2 near to my home. Always closed. I've never seen it open. And I heard there is a worker. Of course, from that rotten ministry. Rotten. Health. Rotten and smelling. That ministry is sick. That ministry is smelling darkness. I don't know. Doctors. We have seen doctors, please. But you, happy. You need to check yourselves if you want to respect. Respect is earned, not given. If you want us to respect you, you need to respect yourselves. You have ashamed us, you have ashamed our country, you have named our country negatively in the eyes of everybody. Wherever you go, they tell you Ugandan parliament fighting. It's Uganda and Kenya on a world map. Imagine somebody who is supposed to be a diplomat, exemplary, because he represents people. They are boxing. And even they are not ashamed. They are in the papers. So and so boxed me. But what do you tell your parents, your wives, your children home after reaching home or finding you in a hospital bed? But this is something else. Uganda has reached at a level you can't know. Beyond control, beyond understanding. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question, please just forward it to me. I will on my platforms, Twitter, WhatsApp, email, please. But you pray for Ugandan parliament. And even executive is sick. Everything is sick. Nothing is normal. The country is not at ease.